Hi everyone, Paul Rogers here. I'm going to be looking at the Bitcoin to US dollar trading pair. We are currently looking at the 4-hour chart. In my last video, I was looking at this small triangle that formed on the 4-hour and was recommending to buy right away. It's probably 10 minutes after I actually made the video, there was a breakout. So I don't think a lot of you had a chance to actually react to my recommendation, but the triangle was broken and we're breaking out towards the upside. So if we pull back here a little bit to see what's going on, there's going to be some horizontal resistance right here. Once we break past this previous high, there's not going to be a whole lot at all stopping Bitcoin from going higher. I personally think that Bitcoin is eventually going to hit to break to new all-time highs, and I think this is going to happen this year. So if you have friends or family, or you yourself want to stack some more Bitcoin, I think now is a very good time to purchase. I think there's going to be good news coming out of China regarding exchanges as well. And what I'm talking about is I think that people in China are going to be able to still trade cryptos. They're going to have to buy Bitcoin probably through something that's regulated, but once they have their Bitcoin, they're going to be able to put it onto a Chinese exchange and to trade. So I think that's going to be very positive and bullish for Bitcoin, and I think that's a non-technical reason why Bitcoin will head higher as well. And of course, as you all know, Bitcoin is limited to 21 million coins, and because it is limited in the number of coins, and there's a lot more than 21 million people on the planet, so if you are holding one Bitcoin, keep holding it. Don't sell it if you don't have to, because in the next 10 years, 20 years, Bitcoin will be going much, much higher. People will look back and be like, wow, you guys were debating whether to buy at 4,000 or 3,000 or 5,000, and it's all going to look like a big joke to them. It's going to be the same as if we look back and say, oh, you know, Bitcoin was $100, spiked to $100, and then it dropped down, and people didn't want to buy when it was 100 because it was previously at 50 or 60. We're going to look at them and just kind of scratch our heads and say, wow, you mean you didn't buy because Bitcoin was at $100 instead of it being at 50 or 60? Like, it's going to be totally irrelevant. Each price is going to be amazing, and that's how people are going to look at Bitcoin in the future. They're going to say, oh, you were debating whether to buy because it didn't hit your price target of 3,000, and the price was at 4,000, you didn't want to buy. People are going to look at that and have the same mentality of, what were you thinking? Why does it even matter if it's 3,000 or 4,000? Either way, it's much less than 50,000 or 70,000 or whatever the price will be, in the future. And you can almost guarantee yourself that Bitcoin has a lot of utility. It has a purpose. There is a reason why Bitcoin exists, and it's going to flourish because there's more and more governments going in and trying to restrict people's freedoms and the freedom of movement of money and control of capital. And not everyone, like for example, myself, I was sending a wire from one bank account that I have to another bank account that I have in a different country. And I'm not kidding you, it's been over 30 days since I sent the wire. There was some issue, it got lost, and then I had to pay money to have them find where the money went. And I still don't have the money even back to the original account I sent it in, and then I have to pay again to have it sent again. This is the current SwiftWire transfer methods that are out, and they're horrible. They're absolutely horrible. So there is a reason why. If anyone tells you Bitcoin has no purpose, Bitcoin has no value, they really are disconnected with reality. People like Jamie Dimon, who are going and saying that Bitcoin doesn't really have a purpose and it's all going to end poorly and blah 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 blah. These people are disconnected with reality. They're billionaires or multimillionaires, and if they want to send money, they just tell someone to go do it for them. They don't have to deal with the real banking system that regular folks have to deal with. they're totally disconnected with reality. So regular people that actually understand how banks work and how much of a pain they are to deal with, they see the value of this. And so don't listen to anyone who says that Bitcoin is in a bubble and all this stuff. No, it's an expanding market. It's like someone saying that the internet was in a bubble when the internet started becoming mainstream. Like, it's not a bubble, it's a new emerging market, and new emerging markets have a lot of growth. People said the same thing about the automobile. They said, oh, this is just a bubble, this whole car thing. You know, nothing's going to replace the horse. Well, horses still exist, but you know, we use cars for transportation because it has a utility, it has a purpose. So the same argument needs to be made for Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, that they will be around to stay because they have utility and people see value in them. Unless all governments go and you know, make it to where money can freely move, and you know, the banking system's totally reformed to where you actually have control of your money, and banking works kind of the same way Bitcoin does, where you have absolute complete control over it at all times, and everyone knows it's not going to happen. So because of that, Bitcoin will always have a purpose, and because it is deflationary by nature, meaning that there is only a finite amount of Bitcoin that will ever exist, its value will increase. Its value will increase because they can't just create an unlimited supply of them. Anyways, I guess I did a lot more than technical analysis today, ranting a little bit about, I guess, counter arguments that are being made out there of why Bitcoin has no purpose, which is totally annoying. Anyhow, you all have a good rest of your day. Today is September 27th, 2017. Subscribe to my channel, click like, and I'll keep making videos. Take care, guys.